It's time for the Geek Missile podcast, broadcasting from somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. Now, here are your hosts, Randy and Adam.
Outstanding. Welcome back.
Good morning.
How are you guys?
We're doing good. Me, myself, and Irene.
All three of you.
You got to take the whole poll of all personalities involved.
Well, nowadays you do.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Have you seen Split? If you haven't had the chance to see Split yet,
I don't think I have.
that's all about those multiple personalities. It's got Makovich. God, I always forget his name. He was in Star Trek.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's good. He's real. He does a great performance there. And dealing with multiple personalities, he just shifts between a million of them.
Well, let's I haven't seen it, but I want to see it now. But my name is Randy Howell. Him, he.
Him, he, and I am Adam Dieringer.
You didn't say how you identify.
Who him was informally known as.
Perfect. So we don't want to offend anybody, so we want to make sure that you know our proper, what are they?
Pronouns?
Pronouns?
I prefer to think of them as titles.
I am Randy Howell, him and he, and
I'm usually a Belgian waffle. I'm very sweet and have diabetes.
welcome, Adam. It's nice to see you. I am thankful that you are a waffle.
I'm delicious.
I would agree. I don't know how to address you at this point now with that. Anyway, we got a great show planned, folks. We're going to be talking about more of the Ninja feller, making his whole switch. We're going to talk about
Walmart removing game stands from stores because they depict violence.
Isn't that crazy?
They're keeping the guns, though.
Yeah, they're going to sell guns, but they're going to remove violent images. But you know what? That's all it takes. That will fix everything, won't it?
Congratulations. They've solved gun violence.
Oh, my God. I'm glad somebody stepped up and did it. It's so great that they did that. And now criminals are not going to go shoot up stores. They're not going to hurt people anymore. And we're going to live in this awesome utopia. I'm so pumped that they finally did it.
I just wish fast food places would remove their forks so I'd stop eating their cheeseburgers. Because that's all it would take, is if they didn't have forks, surely I wouldn't eat their cheeseburgers.
Oh, Adam, you've been excluded, my friend. They somehow did not address your disability. I don't know. But they did remove straws. So they are making only in Seattle?
In Seattle, yeah. They removed
the straws. So thank God that they've made that step so that, the landfills are going to be empty now and not have as much trash. Yeah. And no more fish are going to get hurt with straws.
It won't be, sure, we'll still probably dump our trash in the oceans in some places.
Well, we're not going to stop doing that. I mean, that's silly.
But there won't be straws in it, so
won't
it's going
be
to be better.
Right.
Now, if they had a breathing apparatus to get through the garbage, now it's gone.
Well, we can't fix everything now, can we?
And of course, would you rather? Of course, we can't. It's been such a hit with the kids and amongst ourselves that I feel like we've got a lot of topics to cover today.
Yep. So that's going to be fantastic. I'm excited about that. But let's talk about Ninja.
Yeah, let's start light. Let's pick up from where we left off last.
So Ninja, word on the street, he did not make this switch for money.
I mean, who would have accused him of it? Certainly not us. We wouldn't have thought it'd be for multi-millions.
No, it would not be for the check at all.
It's because Mixer, even though it had like 100th of the audience, was a very popular platform that everyone knew about before Ninja said something about it.
Right.
Of course.
Exactly. And there's no way that this was financially motivated. Not at all.
This is like if the guy who represented Coca-Cola, like if the Coca-Cola Bears went to RC Cola, they didn't go for the money for RC Cola. They went because RC Cola is such a great product.
Well, who's the guy from Verizon? The Can You Hear Me Now guy?
Yeah.
He didn't go to Sprint for the money. He went because Sprint has
so much potential.
Yeah. That their network is so much better than Verizon's.
I went into a Sprint store once, and it was at least 10 feet by 20 feet big. At least the size of 2 closets.
How do they get that much room?
They're clearly doing successfully, so
they're doing something right. But I'll tell you, the whole thing with Ninja, it was not financially motivated at all. It's Tyler Ninja, by the way. Tyler Ninja Blevins. He responded, folks. you heard it from his mouth.
I mean,
it was not financially motivated. You'd step off the world's biggest streaming platform and go to something that had 3% of the viewing audience, and not for money. You wouldn't do it for that.
No, of course not. No, this was all just to get a fresh, well, we could call a fresh start would be that, he just like changed his identity and became a different streamer altogether. But
no, it wouldn't be that.
I mean, so it's not a fresh start. What would you call it? I guess, yeah, it's like when you move it's like if Bill Gates moved to Mexico and just settled down there, they'd be like, oh man, look at this tech billionaire who moved to this country. He didn't just move here because his money's worth more here. Certainly not. No,
not because of that. It's because of the authentic food.
Yeah, he went for the water, if anything.
If anything,
I've heard that they have the best Aquafina.
Now, is he going to take some time off while his new house in the Cayman Islands is being built, or?
He said that he likes to take his diamond helicopter out for joyrides while he waits.
Okay,
he invited a couple of his peasants to join along, but I just couldn't make time. I was too busy with the podcast.
Yeah, well, that's so interesting to see that this was not financially motivated, but. Good for him. I mean, whatever. I can't knock the guy for doing it.
No, I mean, you got to go where the not money is. You got to go where the not money is.
Yeah. Well,
you got to follow your heart.
You got to. He's doing it because this is his true passion.
And money. They told him to come over for free. In fact, they made him pay money to join.
You know what? This show is writing itself as far as the title. This is the Sarcasm Show. So I just want everyone to know when this appears on Monday, it is known as the Sarcasm Show. You can find it at anchor.fm/Geek Missile.
Sarcasm Missile.
Or on YouTube.
Oh yeah, YouTube is our newest growing platform, getting upwards of millions of views. The ticker's not right. They'll tell you it is, but it's not.
It's not.
Oh, and also I was gonna say, so I kind of get. Well, actually, I didn't get. I was kind of trying to think of it. You're more business savvy than I am. We've acknowledged this in multiple conversations. I guess that when he announced he was moving to Mixer, Twitch deleted his page. Like, he didn't close it down. Like, they straight up deleted it and went. And it was kind of cute. I thought the picture was like your ninja is in another castle, and then underneath it they've got a bunch of other streamers who also stream Fortnite on Twitch.
So that would be similar to the Geek Missile podcast. Is no longer going to be on Anchor FM. Never mind, we're coming back to Anchor.
Right?
So,
nope, we're good.
We're golden. Yeah, that's... Well, you know what, though? If you're doing business with somebody and you declare that you're no longer, then services are cut off. I mean, right?
I mean, why? I mean, yeah, I guess... Oh, and I guess that does stop his... So people have highlights that can last up to 30 days from the videos they've played. So I'm guessing this was a way to headway the those videos, because people would still watch the old clips on Twitch and use that. Although you think they'd want to retain the views even there on their platform, but maybe this is just they're hoping that if those clips aren't there, the people will go, well, I guess I'll watch other streamers and put money there.
Huh?
Yeah. Instead of going to Mixer, they didn't say where to go. By the way, they just said he's in another castle. So
yeah. Well, of course they're not going to say where. For
people who don't know, some people might just think Ninja died. Like, they just go to Ninja's. People who aren't savvy and don't know how to use Google, which you'd be surprised at the number that is, might go there and go, oh my God, Ninja's gone. Where's his channel? All right, never mind. Guess I'll watch this guy.
Oh, I found him in another castle.
I'm going to watch Blow Joe number 74.
Yeah.
I wanted to say Joe Blow, but it was too, so I switched it.
It was too generic.
And then it sounded worse.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh no, now it sounds like
Blow Joe.
Yeah, see, now
Blow,
it doesn't
blow.
sound right.
Yeah, that's so sorry, Adam.
I've made a mistake.
I don't know how to apologize to a waffle. It's hard.
Just maple syrup at the end of the night. That's all I need.
So that's what we've got on this guy. So he moves from Mixer. From the hell's the other thing? Twitch, and then they all of a sudden,
bed's not even cold, and they move the bed out of the house, so to speak.
Yep.
All Ninja stuff is on the front yard of Twitch, and he's going to take it to Mixer.
It's funny because if you're paying attention to the headlines now, there's been a recent suicide. Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yeah.
Killed himself. So it's kind of funny that when Ninja decides he's going to go to another platform, Twitch totally cuts off his thing. Jeffrey Epstein all of a sudden gets, he's captured, he's in jail, he's in suicide watch, he's in a federal holding cell, and commits suicide.
Sometimes the guards you buy, and if we all know from the video game world, sometimes the guards just get up for no reason to have a coffee break, and they don't tell anybody they're leaving, of course.
Right.
Because with such a high-profile person, he just told him, hey, don't do anything while I'm gone. Don't worry, I certainly won't. And, we believed him. Of course he would.
Well, I mean, look, Jeffrey Epstein is a lot of things, but a liar, he's not.
Of course not.
No.
From what I understand, he was very truthful and upfront about everything he did.
Yeah, that's what I understood.
Certainly didn't hide it.
So when they just left him a bottle of, and I believe the report says he overdosed on medicine.
Yeah.
Right, is what I was told.
Because prisoners always get full bottles of medicine to just have in their cell when they want to take it.
Exactly. So and that's part of the honor system that you have in prison.
Yeah, you leave them their pills. They're responsible adults, clearly.
Right, and
so
that's all based on the inherent credit worthiness of a criminal, right?
Yeah, that they'll take just what they need and put it back politely and go to bed.
You got to give people a chance.
And I mean, and I guess he looked too deep in his faith in the person and left the pills there. And oops, darn it, Jeff, you're not allowed to do suicide watch days anymore.
Yeah, he was relieved of that. He's probably doing the library now, working in the library, maybe laundry.
His grandfather actually was in charge of making sure the book room depository was clear, and he didn't. He took a nap instead.
Oh, is that when he was in Dallas?
Yeah, exactly. He was.
Jesus.
It runs in the family.
It does.
Well,
what do you do? It's so
hire better help, I guess. I don't know.
So there's a bunch of stuff going around on Facebook right now with this flag. Like if you like the flag, it signifies that you're safe from the Clintons or something. It lets the Clintons know that you're on their side, something like that.
Oh man, I'm like
so stupid.
And it's funny because before I just thought, crazy old Bill.
Yeah.
And all I ever thought was, okay, he slept with the government clerk and some other people, and his wife's angry and she can't get elected president twice now. She tried twice.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm always surprised because I kind of thought that we got Obama, so we had our first black president, which was cool, and that was iconic, kind of a new break in the thing.
Look at us go, yeah.
And then I thought, okay, maybe we'll do another first, we'll go for a woman. Not the case.
No.
But now there's several women trying to get a spot this year, so
yeah.
Or when 2020.
The title's still open, so
yes.
they're all reaching for that crown.
I got to be honest, and I don't dip into politics that often, but Bernie is goddamn old. I think he's a Disney princess, and I'm fine with him on a personal level.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to die if he takes office before he can finish.
I think it's funny that all the people that complain about having old white rich people be in charge of supporting Bernie, but
right? Oh yeah,
I love sitting back and watching this. I wish I was a comedian because Trump gives a lot of material to comedians, but
oh yeah,
Bernie is one of them, is another one, and that lady from San Francisco, and of course you've got OAC, whatever, I can never pronounce her name right, but what a joke, dude. This whole thing is just up in arms. It's so ridiculous how stupid the political system has become in the United States.
Well, I guess I just don't. Sometimes I'm like, I want to know if people are doing things just for attention. And I think no publicity is bad publicity, I think is the way we've said sometimes.
No publicity is bad publicity?
Or no publicity is bad publicity.
No, it's bad publicity.
No such thing as bad publicity.
Right, there's that, but then, yeah, I don't know, dude.
I guess, look, I'm just saying after all the sad things that have gone on in this country in the last couple of weeks, with all the shootings and things like that, I would not pose with a thumbs up with the orphan child for any reason for a photo op, even if the family requested it, because that's just...
It's ridiculous, bro.
I'm like, that. Who wants to... I would not want to look at that photo later. Hey, here's the guy posing you. I'd be like, what?
Yeah.
This is not something I want in my... But that's it. I'm like I said, not super political, but these are things I see on Twitter every day, just scrolling through.
I know, right?
My voice actors for video games talk about these things. That's how I see them. Otherwise, I wouldn't. I'd be completely oblivious to the world because I just want to do things that make me happy.
I'm in it, and I talk with my peers, I talk about it, but I don't really take it, at least to this forum that we're on now. I don't typically talk about this stuff, but with Jeffrey Epstein dying committing suicide in Suicide Watch, I just have to say, my God, did he really die, or
hire some better guards? This is a video game conspiracy I've ever seen one.
This is
the plot of a video game. Like, this is where you go. This is where some PI comes into the scene and he's like, I'm Detective Smith Johnson, and I don't think that this was a suicide at all. And then you've got to investigate a corrupt prison, and you're going to spend the whole game searching for clues. And
that's exactly it.
then you got to shoot your way through G-men. That's what you'd call the
government
FBI.
men.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh, you can't find out our secret. And then that's when you find out their secret, and you find out about all this stuff.
Now you've got to make it out of the prison alive, right? You got to fight your way back out.
We've already made a game. We've made a blockbuster game based on a real event, which, I mean, we just don't have a Detective Johnson Smith Nick Guilty Pants to look around and find people.
Well, that's the idea. You got to find it. Dude, he died in prison, committed suicide in a Suicide Watch thing.
Like, that's their whole job, is to stay up and make sure that he doesn't do anything.
You know that he was killed. I mean, how stupid is this?
Like, yeah, and the full bottle of pills. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I guess he took. Yeah, that's what.
And then, hey, do you have any water, or is he just spit swallowing all the pills?
Oh my God, so dumb.
I need a really tall glass of water for my full bottle of pills, or just one pill at a time. Maybe people are better at swallowing pills than me. For me, it's absurd because drinking one pill at a time, I'm always like, oh God, even with liquid. But some people apparently can just swallow a mouthful of pills.
Speaking of pills, did you take your metformin today?
No, I'm glaring at it across the room, but my tea's too hot to drink it with.
All right, well, just don't forget about it, dude.
I got you.
All right, brother.
Let's see. We kind of touched on it slightly. Just in passing.
Yeah.
So once again, I always check on these things on Twitter, on the Twitterverse. My voice actors are there, and that's where I find out about all these things. And I guess that Walmart, in order to curb gun violence, has now taken out any pictures they had of like Call of Duty characters or anybody holding a gun or anything that looks suspiciously violent.
You know what? That'll be our next story. We'll do that with Adam at the Best Suspenders News Desk. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to the Geek Missile Podcast.
Hey, Mac, how you doing today?
Not too bad, Guy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. What are you up to?
Well, I'm getting ready to order me a pair of Best Suspenders from bestsuspenders.com.
We got us a .com in the 20s?
You know it. They've been around for years.
Well, what do they got on there?
Well, I'll tell you, they got formal and they got casual. And if you're a hard-working fella, they even got suspenders for that, too. All made in the United States.
Well, I tell you, if they're good enough for President Hoover, they're good enough for me.
Well, he's got a pair, don't you know?
Well, they're not going to give me a pair right now.
Well, let's do it. BestSuspenders.com. Support you can trust, you know.
Thank you, Mac.
Well, you're absolutely welcome. So we did get that one in. I'm happy. So let's talk about that. What Walmart's removing, violent images, the poster things, right?
Exactly. Any signage or any kind of like cardboard display, anything like that could show like a person with a gun. I don't know how far they're taking it. Like if Link from the Zelda games has a sword, like if they're going to be, whoa, hold on. We can't have somebody coming in here with a master sword and going crazy.
Is it from all of their stores or just the one where the shooting was?
From what I understand, it's happening in more than one store,
but maybe not all of them.
Yes, let me find. Now I got to find.
So that might just be kind of being sensitive to the people that live in that area.
Let's see.
Violence
from stores nationwide.
So
they're going full buck the turkey on this. They're not messing around anymore.
Wow.
And I guess my thing with that is I'm like, but you're still going to sell the guns though. And I mean, that's, I mean, of course, if you want to buy guns there at Walmart, I guess I've always thought it was a weird place to buy guns. Like, I'm like diapers, toy for my kid, groceries, gun.
Weird.
Right. I mean, I don't think Costco sells guns. Not in stores, surely. I have never seen them. They do.
Not that I've seen.
And they're a huge warehouse store. Like, if I was going to think that some store would sell guns in a warehouse, I would think it would be Costco because they're so big.
So, It's just making me think. So, I mean, if it was regional, I could understand that being a little bit more sensitive to that area, but with still selling guns and stuff like that, I mean, it seems like maybe kind of a mediocre gesture, but at the same time, that's just the location of where this happened. It doesn't mean that it's related to Walmart or anything like that. Anyway, it's just they don't outlaw concerts because of the guy in Las Vegas. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
It's, I think, giving into it, but that's not what they're doing. They're giving into the pressure of gun control people, I think is what it is.
Which is weird because you think that they'd be like, oh, we promise to be better with our background checks, or we'll do more, or have a longer hold period, or something like that, or something along those lines. I think would address it.
But graphic images just doesn't seem like.
I mean,
but victims of that area, if they come in and see a picture of a guy getting blasted,
exactly. Maybe that's more of a visual pressure thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess I can understand it, and I can maybe appreciate it if that's what it is. Walmart hasn't called me and told me yet.
They haven't given us the full scoop yet, but I guess myself as a gamer growing up with all this stuff, like I get annoyed because I'm like, look, other countries ingest a lot. Japan is a good example.
Yeah.
They ingest a lot of games. They can't hold a candle to our shootings. Like they don't.
No, they are so far behind. They have a lot of catching up to do.
I mean, if they want to be up there and make video games sound as troublesome as they are, they got to get to work.
But aren't you not allowed to have a gun in Japan?
That actually might be. I think that they have a lot stricter gun laws there too.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. We got two variables there at the same time. So we'd have to look at other. But I think the country itself. I think our country's leaps and bounds of everybody, as far as I know, for local shootings, which is unfortunate.
But see, unless you take them all away, I don't think gun control is going to help.
Well,
look at
late.
Chicago.
It's too late now is the problem. It's
right.
It's more that if there's going to be, for example, the issue with those shootings in other places where it's public places, I'm always like, it's the security who were there. I'm like, it sucks that we may have to have a almost video game-esque world where you have much more security at places, but if we were going to be crazy, I'd rather there be security that can address the situation quickly. Yeah. I always like to think that it'll be some guy, some unknown hero, some parent who carries the open carry or concealed carry or whatever who will solve the situation, but it never seems to get resolved that way.
Well, my dad carries. He lives in Colorado. He's licensed. He carries.
Yeah.
If someone if he were in that environment, he's trained. He goes out and shoots. He's accurate. He's very good with his gun. So, I would feel.
I hope he would take the shot. That's my thing. Is I hope
he would. That's the thing. He would. He doesn't want it to happen, but he's prepared for it.
I think that's the important part, is being prepared for that. Which it sucks because there was a point in time where that wasn't a net, like where things like Columbine and shootings like that were just like horrific because they never happened, and now people were like, oh, another school shooting, flip the paper or whatever. It's just
Yeah, that's what are you gonna do? I firmly believe we have the right to bear arms, so I do have that.
Yeah.
I don't, but at the same time, when I'm posed with that question, I don't have the answer. I'm not going to sit there and say, we need stricter laws on this and that. We need to do mental health evaluation. Because I don't know if that's the answer. I'm just saying I don't know. It's a tragedy.
It is.
But I don't know how to fix it. I'm not going to be someone that says, oh, this is what you have to do.
This is the solution. No,
Yeah,
because
'cause
there's
I don't
a lot
have
of
it.
variables.
Right, there is.
All I can tell you is Sonic didn't teach me to do this.
He did not.
None of the games I played, I can say that having grown up, I've never had an inkling of thought. In fact, that's the funny part about a lot of the games is people ask me like, Adam, you can play video games and do anything you want. Why do you always play the good guys? Because in games where you can choose to be a good guy or a bad guy, I always choose to be a good guy. And I'm like, because when I'm bad to people, I feel bad. Even when it's a virtual game, even when it's a game where I'm not.
Well, I think, and I don't see it that way. I'm always the rebellion, right? In Star Wars.
Oh, there you go.
I'm always rooting for the good guys. Come on, Luke, Leia. You guys, shoot. And those innocent TIE fighter pilots and stormtroopers that get shot as they come through a door where everyone's lined up ready to shoot them as they come in. I just think that's poor planning.
They chose the wrong side.
They did.
And that's my thing in the games too, is like I have no problem getting rid of evil things, guys or monsters or whatever.
But let me ask you this. There never seems to be a shortage of stormtroopers. Have you noticed that? They just come in droves, and you're wondering, is it a 408k plan or 401k? What is it that is attracting all these people to that?
It's got to have good pay.
Is it good
It's
dental?
gotta be good credits. They buttloads of credits. Just
that must be it.
What other reason? I mean,
although they don't credit them in the movie,
right? Oh yeah,
Stormtrooper 1 through 7,000.
Oh yeah, we have no idea who these people are.
Yeah. So is it a dental program that they get? Is it vision? Is it a match? Is it a 5% match? I don't know what they get. So
maybe they just want to wear the armor. They're like, this looks really slick. Look at this armor.
I guess.
I mean, the guys in the Rebellion are wearing like orange, like they're wearing construction suits. Like they got pulled off a job, like pouring gravel, and we're like, hey, do you want to go fight some stormtroopers? We're like, yeah, I guess.
Okay.
We'll put on this funny look helmet and come with us.
Yeah, it's weird how they should do a story on that, on how they recruit these guys and where they get them from, and why is it that there's so many stormtroopers. Now when you start talking about like what was the episode, I'm losing it, the droid armies, right?
Oh yeah.
Those were all manufactured.
Yeah, no problem. You got factories. You just pump them out. The numbers can be seemingly endless as long as you've got people who will mine whatever they need to mine to do it.
Right, but stormtroopers
are peoples,
and they're all the same height.
Oh yeah, and they're not clone troopers, which is weird. It must be the helmet. They must make the suit to put everyone at the same height to have that kind of uniform look.
They've got all these people at the same height, the same weight.
Hand-tailored suits. Yeah, no fat stormtroopers.
No, they don't.
Not a single atom to be found among them.
No, or a Randy.
Oh, that's right. I was on the Imperial Suicide Watch job, so I took a nap when I was supposed to be watching the prisoners.
Oh, yeah, there's that one. That's what they do with them.
And also, like, after the first Death Star blew, that would be my first. Like, if you heard, like, working at Fred Meyer's or whatever, and they were like, hey, so, we do this, blah, blah, blah. Fred Meyer's is great. Greet the customers. Oh, by the way, no big deal. Someone exploded, a bunch of rebels exploded our other Fred Meyer's across town. So we're rebuilding this one, but they probably won't blow it up again.
Right. So, come on, everybody. We need people to work. We lost a big portion of our work crew, so we need crane operators and
go shuck some potatoes. We'll be fine.
We need cooks, right? And that's another thing too, to feed all these people. They need kitchen crew, they need cleanup. I mean, so I'm just wondering how they get these people.
A lot of people get them, and I mean, I'm sure they know, unless it's like they get them all from a work agency, like a third-party work agency, where they're like, hey, come work with us for a day, you can come get some money, and then they're on the bus and they're like, wait a second, are we heading to the Death Star? Oh, come on.
We got it.
The worst part, the worst place they could send you.
Oh, man. I knew it. Yeah. That recruiter lied to us. I knew it.
Said we'd see the world that we blew up prior. I'm like, see the beautiful seas of Alderaan briefly before they're exploded into a million pieces.
Like travel? Are you adventurous? Gullible? Then come join the... What are they called? The Empire.
Yeah, come join the Empire. You think you'd look good in white? Want to shoot a blaster inaccurately?
Uniform provided.
We offer no training on how to shoot the guns we give you.
You never see them in training. You
just paint the ceiling with the lasers.
That's it. And shoot everywhere except for...
At the people.
At the people. Yeah.
I mean, I understand. Apparently there's a thing in war that, and I can't remember, it was from a movie they mentioned it. It was a guy who was there doing a documentary on war.
Yeah.
And I guess there's some kind of thing that happens with some new people when you're first taking shots at people for the first time, where they intentionally shoot above people or like away from them, but looks like they're contributing.
Yeah.
It's because they don't have they haven't developed that, they don't want to kill anybody, which is understandable, but wrong line of profession, by the way.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that. Folks, we'll be right back. You're listening to the Geek Missile Podcast.
From the dawn of time, tales have been told of heroes. Heroes like Hercules, who performed 12 tasks in order to make the gods happy and redeem himself. Or Perseus, who defeated Medusa and then defeated a kraken. All of them powered by one thing. And it wasn't love, Aphrodites. Read a book. No, it was the power of gyros, the delicious Greek foodstuff that powered them to victory. And that power can now be yours through Pizzapipeline and their Gyros Pizza, available for 20% off online at pizzapipeline.com via the Geek Missile podcast. Do something heroic today.
Wow. What a fantastic timeless commercial.
And I'm hungry already.
We should have had Pipeline this morning.
I was going to say, are they open that early? I passed by at like 10 o'clock and I was like, are they open? I considered, I was like, that's what I should do.
They are. They are open that early.
If I'd known I could have gotten pie that early in the morning, I would have just settled for that instead of giving money to the clowns.
I'll tell you what. Next week, I'll have a pie ready to go.
Cool. Sounds like a plan.
I wonder if we should do the surf and turf again.
Maybe he has another one he wants us to do. Maybe
Yeah.
there's something new in the world.
Well, we've had that one before, remember?
Oh, that was really, yeah.
And
Steak
so,
and shrimp.
oh, so good. But I have to go to the downtown store to get it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep. These guys don't have it here.
Got to be tighter to the chest on that when I get here.
Oh, maybe I'll have you pick it up on your way.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be easy. What don't you think?
Yeah, no, I think I have to drive through downtown, basically.
Okay. Hey, do you have look at your watch. Do you know what time it is? It's time for Would You Rather.
Yeah.
So tasty.
Would you rather have whatever you are thinking to appear above your head for everyone to see, or have absolutely everything you do live streamed for everyone to see?
Are you kidding me?
I think if people could read my thoughts, I'd go to prison. That's kind of my
Instantly.
My first, I think the things I do not reflect the way I think often, which,
Well, I think it's the opposite. I think what I think does not reflect what I do. Right?
oh yeah. Because my thoughts can get real dark sometimes. Like I see things like when I'm like, oh, stupid pedophiles, I'd put them feet first through a wood chipper if I had my druthers.
Oh, man.
Like,
But I think everyone thinks that and then says it. I mean, I think that's okay. It's like, let's say you're in a discussion with your supervisor.
exactly. There you go.
You
That's a
know,
good one.
or let's say that your wife.
Oh,
How does this make me look?
right? Just
Get that
she
bubble
starts
out of here.
She starts starts complaining about and you would not believe what Becky said. And I don't care. No.
No, all right.
Just,
So, but everything I did would be live streamed for anyone to see.
I mean, people would be like, Adam said he was going to go on a diet, but as we can see, he's clearly getting 3 cheeseburgers. And I'd be like, shut up. Wait, do you have to read the comments? That would suck. That would be the worst. Would be the worst part is if you had a really good following, like a ninja level following, like 1 million people being like, "Hey, you said you wouldn't get a cheeseburger. Now go away. Stop judging my life."
Everything you did would be live streamed. I mean, everything.
I mean, what angle? Is this like a 360 video where they can go anywhere they want? Like,
Oh
if
my
I'm-
God.
like, if I'm taking a load off my mind, will they be able to go in the toilet?
What if you're just taking a load off? You know, I mean,
Exactly.
it's like, man, that is a tough one.
It really depends on the camera angles.
It sure does, doesn't it? Well, that,
If it's just like if you had like one camera guy who was live streaming, you know, and you'd be like,
yeah. And is it
You know what-
4K?
right, you know which angle he's at. I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to lay under the blankets with my wife where things are hidden. And he's like, no, I'm coming under the covers for an exclusive.
Right. That's a hard question because they at least don't know what you're thinking. Right?
That's the thing is they don't know what you're thinking. And I think that's because what I'm thinking, man, I go off the charts.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this podcast boring you?
I was like, no, I need more sleep. I slept
I'm
up-
going to have to go with stream everything simply because my thoughts should not be seen.
Oh, no. And that was my other thought. What if you're thinking of images? Do those images come up?
I would think so, or
mean,
at least a link to click on them. I
right.
don't know. I don't know.
That's where I got to draw the line because they'd be like, They would be appalled. People are like, he's so polite in person, but the thoughts he has.
I'm going to have to go with live streamed.
Yeah.
That's a hard one, man.
My grandma would clutch her pearls, but I would much rather her see me live streamed everything than
Privacy
see
of
the
your thoughts or privacy for you. Which do you value more? I mean, that's what it comes to, right?
Yeah, and I guess when it comes
my
down to
God.
it, it's my thoughts. They're private for a reason.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, sometimes I get annoyed. People like, you know, like I'm in a movie theater and somebody's chewing popcorn close to me, and I'm just like,
You know what? I put a portion of my life online every day or every week, right? I stream my dash cam is our video until we can get the stupid video thing fixed. But you get to see me driving to work every day. That's a portion of my life that you would see if everything was live streamed.
exactly.
So I'm kind of there.
We're already partway there just with these podcasts and blogs and the internet. We're at that point in life anywhere where almost everybody shares a lot of their life already, especially on Facebook.
It's like the Truman Show.
So yeah, exactly. Some people know all the meals they eat during a day. Which for me, I'm like, I'm not telling anybody. I wish I could just tell people that my get not fat drink, and that was all I had today, but that's not the truth.
No, it's not. Someone snacked on some McDonald's today.
Oh, McGriddles.
They
That's what
aren't-
got
oh,
me.
they're good.
Is you know, and they're not a sponsor of the podcast, but if they wanted to make us $1 million deal, not that money is our incentive for doing everything, of course, but if they wanted to, we would certainly endorse them for some money.
Okay. Let's go to the next one. Would you rather be only able to watch the few movies with a Rotten Tomato score of 95 to 100% or Adam,
I know.
or only be able to watch the majority of movies with a Rotten Tomato score of 94% or lower?
I got to be honest. I'm a raccoon on this one. I think I'm digging through the trash. 90. Not that 94 is bad, but there's some stuff in the trash in the low 50s that I like.
Yeah, I don't trust the Rotten Tomato scores anyway. So 94% gives me more to watch.
I mean, I do miss some of the Star Wars films and some of the. There are some good films up there that got like 98% that are like certified fresh or whatever. But like the World of Warcraft movie, I love no matter what anybody says about it, and that only
Yeah.
got like a 50 or 40 something percent. But that movie was great for me.
Yeah, that was a dumb question. 94% and lower. That's my answer.
Well, there we go. Look at
Final answer, Bob. All right. Answer's locked in. Perfect. Next one.
Either wake up as a new random person every year and have full control of them for the whole year, or once a week spend a day inside a stranger without having any control over them. Oh.
What?
So weird. Okay, so you wake up in a new random person every year and have full control over them. So you're them. So you basically become someone else every year, who's random, who you don't know.
Okay.
And you get to live their life for a year. Or you can once a week you spend a day you're yourself, but you spend a day of every week inside a stranger, basically as a passenger watching them do stuff. I imagined from that perspective that you'd be basically like you can see what they see, but that's all the control you have.
Okay. So for a year, I'm somebody else
Every year.
every year.
Yeah, I think. Wait, would rather every year? Yep.
And you don't know who that's going to be.
You don't know who it's gonna be.
You could be a vegetable for a year.
Oh God,
You
no!
could be LeBron James for a year.
LeBron James.
You could be.
Man, I think I'd enjoy that one only because can you imagine the stories? Like a year of my life I don't remember, but from what I was told, I just spent a lot of money and hired a lot of escorts. Well, that's a weird way to spend your year, James Cameron. Did you produce a movie?
Or Jeffrey Epstein.
Right? Well, that's
what
short.
if you were a year of that?
I mean, would I rather live a year as a nearly convicted pedophile? Maybe that's someone took over his body and made him take those pills.
Oh my God, dude. What a weird question. So that's really hard because you don't know who you would be and you would have to be that for a whole year.
And I mean, at least you have some agency over what you're doing, but then you're never you.
What if you were one of those people that you just couldn't stand and you had to be that person?
I got to be Carrot Top for a year.
He seems like a good enough guy. I would have thought of something much worse than that.
The worst possible thing is you have to be Carrot Top. Why? Because it's red hair. He's ripped though. I mean, there's that. He's got to be.
Yeah, he did.
He got
did get in
buffed
shape,
out.
didn't he?
Yeah. I'm sure he's happy. I'm sure whatever he's doing. You know who else looks happy right now? Macaulay Culkin. He did a picture of himself. He's like, if Home Alone was shot right now, and it's him like in his underwear with a controller and like
my God.
bag of popcorn.
Oh, geez, dude.
It's amazing.
Or spend the day inside of a stranger without having any control of them.
What if you're in a murderer's head for like a day? Like you have to watch, like you're there and they're like murdering people and you're just like along for the ride watching everything. Like this sucks. I wish I could do something about it, but I cannot.
And you have no control. You can't change what they're doing. I'm going to go with a year, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, out of the two.
I don't know what I mean, I'd have something to write about.
If you popped into a guy for a day and he's standing on top of the Golden Gate Bridge looking down?
If they die, do you die? That's my question.
Well,
I mean, I think if in this
maybe it just pops you into somebody else next week.
God, there'd be a lot of randoms.
That is just a weird ass question.
It's a plot for a movie. It tells you that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
He keeps jumping into other people's bodies, but he doesn't want to be there. It's like Quantum Leap, but he's unwilling to be there.
You can just hear that guy's voice. Waking up every day as a new person, or each week.
You're a woman. I don't even know how to be a woman.
With herpes.
It's itchy and I don't know why. Is this normal?
Scratch and relieve. I don't know, man. That would be a funny. Well, it was kind of like Groundhog's Day. I mean, it's kind of like that, but not really.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. It's living, and then I don't like the idea of being a passenger to somebody else's life for a day a week either, because you never, what are they doing?
Yeah, and
what happens to you?
What happens to me?
That day where I'm in somebody else's body watching them, what am I doing?
Sleeping.
Right, just in a coma. Yeah, he goes into a coma every week. Like that's worse. Like
Monday.
I complain about losing a day. Like when I have to do things like it's like, oh, we have to go do this, or oh, we have to clean the house. I'm like, oh, waste a day of my weekend. You literally lose a whole day where you had to watch some other person just do whatever they're doing and have nothing to do yourself but watch what they do.
That's a weird one, dude.
Yeah, I guess I'd rather wake up as a new person. I just gotta enjoy my life as much as possible as a new person each time.
Each week?
Or
do you want to do the yearly?
Each year.
Yeah.
Oh, if it was each week, I couldn't do it. That'd be too much.
No, didn't it say once a week?
Well, they said you'd wake up as a random.
Once a week, spend a day inside a stranger without having control over them. So I'm just asking, or are you going to do the yearly one?
Oh, I do the yearly swap. I'd much rather just change people and identities every year.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's where
Hope I don't end up in prison. That's my.
But you have control over them.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you're going to rob a bank, you can go, oh, hey, you know what?
Oh, hold on. I left my keys back at the car. Just a second.
Yeah, I got to go.
Oh, no gun. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Bye. Hey, let's just meet tomorrow. Yeah, I would. I guess I would do the yearly one. That's weird. I mean, but you got a whole year as something that may be very tragic that you have to live with. So, but,
Can I wake up as Bill Clinton?
Oh my God, dude.
Be like, hey, you ever slept with the president? Because you can now. That's what I'd do. I'd be in, not even, bye, Hillary. You know what I'm going to do? You better not. Nope, I'm going. You know what's going on. And I just waltz on out.
You went dark. Would you rather know how above or below average you are at everything, or know how above or below average people are at one skill or talent just by looking at them? I kind of feel like I have the skill already.
Oh, dude.
Every day I walk into work and I think you should not be here.
I always look at myself and go, yes, I know what I'm below average at. I certainly know where I'm lacking.
Yeah, I do too. That's so weird.
Like, I think I'd much rather be able to scope people for sure and be like, oh, this guy can't basket weave. What a loser. He can't underwater basket weave.
So strange, dude. That is so weird.
Or, I mean, that definitely come in handy for certain situations where you're like, oh, picking people for basketball, and you go, oh, this guy can't do layups. Never mind.
Dude. Yeah, I think, because I already know like you said, I already know what I'm lacking at. I don't need anybody else's assistance in that.
I lack the what is it? The drive to fix what I'm not good at usually,
Yeah,
unless I really want to be good at it.
And I think I already have the skill of looking at somebody and saying, you suck at this. Okay, well, and that's just my personal development. Please don't judge me, but that's...
You get good at these things over time.
I think people already have that built into them.
Like if you trust Kevin to make the bacon, and every time it becomes charred, crispy, nobody wants it, then you don't put Kevin on the bacon anymore.
Jesus, dude, you come up with some weird stuff.
I just thought about I don't like burnt bacon. Like it just makes me sad. Like it's just like.
Oh, I like crispy burnt bacon, not burnt.
That's the problem.
Black.
The char bacon I've had. And
All
that's the. I don't mind a bit of crisp. I like a little crunch in my bacon's all right.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Okay, go. You got the next one.
Would you rather live until you were 200 but look like you were 200 the whole time even though you were healthy, or look like you were 25 all the way until you died age 65? Oh, shit, son.
I like living, and I've always wanted to live a long time.
I mean, if you're healthy the whole time, if you're not like going to have to go through the death spiral where you're like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
where you're like incontinent and can't remember anything. I guess living to 200 might be pretty cool,
Right.
but you got to look it.
But you got to look like you're 200.
Whereas I might be able to have a good 40 years of looking 25. If I didn't get fat from eating, then I think I'd probably take the 40.
What's the point of living until you're 200 if you don't even realize what's going on around you, like flying cars and traveling in tubes? And
that's the reason you'd want to be alive that long, is so you could see what happens, or global warming gets any worse. You never know.
Yeah.
Like next year we're all Atlantis. Like what if Atlantis is the story written after where we're at now and we just don't know it yet?
You die at 65, but you look like you're 25. I mean, nobody will take you seriously if you look like a kid your whole life. You have.
That's true. It's hard to get
that kind of.
You're like, don't tell me what to do, kid. I'm 45.
And when I was 25, I looked like I was 18. I just looked young. I did.
If I shave my face, I get that issue. That's my go baby face all of a sudden.
Isn't that weird?
Gross. 200 years though. I guess if you weren't planning on I like people though. But nobody, if I look 200, I don't think anybody would be, I don't think I could get any snuggle buddies.
And everybody you knew would be dead.
And that's the worst part. I found that I don't deal with people dying well. Like it's not a strong suit of mine. Some people are good and they're just the rock and they go, well, it's a natural part of life, and they just keep on rolling. And I am not that person. I get real hung up on people. I think I'd rather go first and look beautiful at 65 and just call it a day than
and then have everybody go, oh, he was so young,
so beautiful, never aged, did he?
But maybe, think of what 200 years.
Look how far we've come in 50.
I might do 70, the 200. I might do that.
Yeah, just to see what goes on.
You know what? Everyone around me is going to be dead anyway. I may look 200, but
if you don't feel 200,
right? If you don't feel 200, that might be a good one.
Well, there we go. Look at
All
that.
right, let me throw this at you. You ready?
I am.
Would you rather be a reverse centaur or a reverse mermaid? So you'll have like a human female body or whatever mermaids have, but will you have a fish head?
Oh, God.
Or a horse head and a human body for the centaur?
I think I'd rather go horse head because people put those horse masks on the internet. I think I could deal with having a horse head. I don't think I could do a fish head though, because do I need the gills or can I still use my lungs? And people think fish are gross. They got those weird bug eyes.
Yeah, I think I'd rather do the horse one too. I'd
say feed me oats.
Maybe we should have read through some of these before we.
Right, all right. Let's just pretend that let's do the next one for you.
Okay, do this one.
Okay, there we go.
Try it. Go ahead.
Would you rather your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe?
A donkey.
Donkey. Oh, I was going to go giraffe. But that's really high up off the ground, I think. Right? Their legs are high, too.
Yeah, and you couldn't go under a bridge.
Just dunk. God, come on.
Yeah. Donkey, they carry lots of stuff. They can traverse up and down.
Our Lord and Savior may have been taken on one.
Possibly, but now you just made the show hated in California.
Great.
'Cause I think Christianity's outlawed there, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, you know, I love all religions and every god's pretty much equally. I like to read all the stories, but I don't hear anybody riding giraffes anywhere in any culture.
I don't think so either. I think I'd go with donkey.
And then you could call him, he's just Donkey. I was trying to think of the name. I was like, hey, what was Shrek's friend, the donkey, named?
Yeah,
Donkey.
He just called him Donkey, yeah. Donkey!
What if he has a real name? He never addresses that. Everybody just called him Donkey.
Right. I don't think he has a real name. We just call him Donkey.
Like he should have. Like, what does his wife call him? Donkey as well? Like, I guess. What if they meet another donkey? Then there's 3 donkeys. They got kids who are donkey dragons.
Yeah, who knows?
This is just okay. I can't do this. Would you rather only be able to use a fork, no spoon, or only be able to use a spoon? So yeah, your utensils. You either get like a fork or you get a spoon, and that's all you can eat with anything.
Spoon. Fork would limit you, like no soup.
Yeah, that was my thing. I really love soup.
But I can pick up any food on a spoon if I need to.
I think pizza. Well, nobody should eat pizza with a spoon. My parents had me eat pizza with a fork.
Oh, yeah.
And I was trying to imagine eating it with a spoon, and I was like, but why would I just not use my hands then?
Right. It says, so I'm assuming it's the food that would necessitate a utensil, right?
Like, yeah, like sure you like soup, but do you like it enough to give up using a fork?
And if worst case scenario, if I had the fork, I could drink the soup. Just pick up the bowl.
Right, exactly. And then you can eat a salad with.
Scoop. Yeah, I mean,
I've eaten a salad with a spoon. To be fair, like if we're gonna, I reached in my lunch bag one day and I forgot I didn't have a fork, so I used a spoon. It's fine.
So I'm voting fork. Well, yeah, I'm gonna say fork because you can drink the soup from a bowl, no big deal, and then I've got my fork. So let's do that, and we're gonna call it.
Call it a day.
Would you rather? That's the end. Folks, we want to thank you so much for being a part of the show. Adam, you can't take you anywhere, can we? But we enjoy you guys. We hope you guys enjoy the show. We enjoy that you listen to it. We know that. And we appreciate it, and we thank you. It's available on YouTube, Anchor, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts.
More places than we can name, honestly.
Yeah, really. But we do appreciate it. This one actually ran pretty long, so we're going to call it a bonus show. In case you guys follow us on Twitter, we did put out a tweet so you guys know this. I just want to put it on the podcast that for the next decade only, for the next 10 years, very limited time, the Geek Missile podcasts are going to be free to everyone.
After that, they're going to go up to like $1,000 an episode. So
probably.
I would get in on
I'm not
this.
going to actually throw out a price because it depends on what the value is. And yeah, it could be $1,500 to $2,000. Who knows? But for the next decade, so do this. Go to anchor.fm/Geek Missile and listen to the podcast now while they're free in this decade-long sales event.
It's our gift to you.
Folks, we appreciate you listening. Have a great day.
Good night.
We'll talk to you later.
This has been a Geek Missile production, and it was almost professional. We thank you for listening.